opponents, the Democrats, like to constantly talk about it, and yet pre-existing conditions are much safer with us.
Before we dive into Trump's bull here, it's worth talking about what a pre-existing condition even is. Because it used to be a matter of literal life and death, and now most young people don't even know what that phrase means. And you can thank Obamacare for that. Basically, a pre-existing condition is any health issue that someone had before their health insurance plan kicked in. This can range from pretty normal stuff like asthma to acne to pregnancy, but it can also mean being a cancer survivor or living with diabetes and so on. Before the Affordable Care Act was signed into law in 2010, insurance companies had the right to refuse coverage for people with pre-existing conditions, yes, including acne. And even if insurers approved coverage, they could charge higher premiums or limit benefits for those with pre-existing conditions. Thankfully, the ACA changed all that, and for the past decade, millions of more people have had access to quality healthcare than they could in the past. Now back to this clown. For years, Trump has repeatedly said how he plans on protecting people with pre-existing conditions, but of course, Donnie is doing what he normally does and is taking credit for Obama's legacy while trying to undo it at the same time. This protection was already guaranteed under the ACA, but Trump and congressional Republicans spent his entire first term trying so hard to overturn it.
Obamacare is a disaster. We have a lawsuit right now going, essentially terminates Obamacare.
Now, Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance, is on the trail saying they want to replace Obamacare with high-risk pools, which would force people with pre-existing conditions back into a status quo where they would have to pay more for basic care or potentially be denied altogether. And if they succeed, believe me, my young fellow voters, you're going to start hearing what a pre-existing condition is a lot more. And insurers will probably try and classify you with you over too. But guess what, Donnie and JD?
We are not going back.
This election is about protecting people's health care, not stripping it away.